I love Elden Ring. It was my first From Software game, and ever since I played it, I've just wanted to keep coming back because of how much variety the game has to offer. I finished the game twice before, and I loved every second of it. So I thought, why not make things a little bit more interesting and challenge myself? Now, I'm not one of those crazy players who beat Souls game with a flute and their eyes closed. I'm just an average player, and for me, beating the game with the lowest starting character is a huge deal. So I decided to take on this challenge, and the rules are pretty simple. I cannot upgrade my character, I cannot wear an armor, I cannot change my weapon. I have to finish the game with what the game gives me from the start. I also have to beat all the bosses required to complete the game. I'm not gonna do the optional bosses. Maybe I will do some, but it's not required. What I can do is upgrade my weapon, use Ash of Wars, buffs, talismans, spirits, incantations, and special items. But with my limited stats, I won't be able to use most of the good buffs or spirits the game has to offer. I know people have done challenges way harder than this, but for me, as an average player, this is going to test my patience like nothing ever has. So I hope you guys like it. This is my first video on this channel and my first time doing something like this. So enjoy. Alright, so I'm gonna go with type B because I want my character to look like a female. You know, the sight of a small girl beating dragons with a wooden stick is going to be fun. I'm gonna give her some nice makeup, some nice hair, and yeah, I think she looks good. Let's give her some red hair as well. And yeah, she looks like a pretty good goth baddie. So I started my journey in Chapel of Anticipation and prepared myself for my very first fight, which is going to be with the Grafted Scion. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat him, but I'm gonna try anyway, just to see how horrible I'm gonna do actually. And yeah, come on. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Yeah, I was right. And yeah, I suck at it. Anyways, so I woke up in Limgrave and made my way to Vare, and I'm gonna give him some nice bonks because he's gonna call me maidenless, which is insane because my character is maiden. So one thing I'm gonna do is try beating Tree Sentinel, even though he's not a part of my challenge, but I'm gonna try anyway and see if I can beat him, because if I can beat this guy, then I can probably beat the other bosses as well. Even though he's a mini boss and the other one are gonna be much more difficult than him, but he isn't easy either, so I'm gonna take my chances. And with this fight, it took me a lot of time because I had to figure out his every move, because I'm basically 2 to 3 hits away from dying each time. And eventually, of course, I did figure it out, but it took me a long time. Probably took me 2 to 3 days to figure this guy out alone. And what worked is, if I give him this move constantly over and over again, then he gets staggered pretty quickly, like in 3 to 4 moves, and it works out. But if I use the default Ash of War that comes with the club after I charge it up, it's not very much helpful for especially this fight, because it's a very slow move and this fight is pretty fast. But let me show you guys some trailer as to how horrible I did. And yeah, this is my attempt at finally beating him. And you guys are probably wondering that if it's gonna take me that much time to beat this guy, then how long is it gonna take me to beat other bosses and the entire game? And I'm wondering that as well. But I'm not worried, I'm gonna do it. No matter how long it takes, I'm not gonna quit. And there were times in the whole run where I felt like quitting, but then I asked myself, like, is it worth it, because I've come too far and I've invested too much. So with this guy, I figured out that if you stay on the left side of him where his attacking hand isn't, then you can, you know, do some charge attacks. Otherwise, he's pretty fast, he is gonna interrupt it. And some of his moves are pretty easy to dodge, but some of them, when he gets into his second phase, they're pretty difficult. And yeah, this felt pretty good, giving his horse a nice bonk. And this attack sucks because it's pretty difficult to get the timing right. If you dodge a little too early, you die because it takes all your HP. But I figured out all the timings, and as you guys can see, yeah, oh my god, look at my HP. And yeah, this is another one which is pretty tough. And yeah, oh my god, I missed it. And this attack I was talking about, it's very difficult. Yeah. And nope, come on. Yeah, come on, let's go. And another one. Yep. And come on. Oh god, if I died here. And come on. Yep. Dude, when he gets into his second phase, he pulls out moves which are annoying, like this one. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. Come on, one more. And nope. Come on, come on, come on. One more. Let's go. Finally. Finally. Killing this guy gave me some hope that yes, I can do this challenge. Then I made my way to the Church of LA and said my hi to the merchant Kale. Then I made my way to the other side of Grace so I can talk to Melina and she can call me Maidenless again. But I need a code, so I'm gonna let her do it. And with that, I got the Spectral Seed Whistle, which is gonna allow me to use Torrent. And then I am gonna see if I can find something useful in these chests. I actually don't remember where all the items are in the game, so I am gonna do some exploration so that I can see if I can find something which is gonna help me make my run a bit easier. And I found Stomp Ash of War, which is gonna be useful of course because I can use Ash of Wars and Wetblade Knife. Then I picked up the map of Limgrave and I made my way to the other side. Then I picked up the side of Grace in the shack. I picked up a stone sword key and said my hi to Rodrika so I can start her quest because she is gonna be very useful in my run because she upgrades spirit ashes. She gave me spirit jellyfish ashes, which is pretty cool. Then I picked up the another ash of war, which is called Wild Strikes, and arguably it's one of the best ashes of war in the game. Then I made my way to Margit to see if I can beat him, and I'm probably underprepared right now because I haven't even picked up the Wonders of Physique flask and I haven't upgraded my weapon as well. But let's try, let's see how it goes. And yeah, Margit isn't as easy as I thought he would be, and I should probably get some preparation done before I reach him. Then I saw Rani hanging out in this church, so I talked to her so she can give me the spirit calling bell, which I can use to summon spirit ashes. I also found a smithing stone which I used to upgrade my club to level 2. Then I made my way to the Limgrave tunnel so I can hopefully gather some more smithing stones and I can get my club to at least level 5-6 before I deal with Margit again, because right now I don't think I have much chance there. And now that I'm in the tunnel, why not see who this boss is and deal with him? And this dude turned out to be the Stone Digger Troll, and I am gonna try to beat him to see if I can get something of value that I can use. I actually have no idea which enemy drops what, to be honest. So I am gonna try to beat as many enemies as possible and hopefully get some items which are going to make this run a little bit easier. But I know I don't need as much stuff because I'm not allowed to change my weapon and I'm not allowed to wear armor, so what I'm looking for is basically Ashes of War or maybe some special items that I can use, like Blasphemous Claw that you get to parry Malekith. Anyways, so after beating this guy, it turned out that he dropped the Roar Medallion, which I can use to enhance the roar attacks. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this one, but I'm gonna see if I use any Ash of War that has the roar attack, then it's gonna be useful. Anyhow, so I am gonna get some more stuff like crafting kit and some map locations because, as I said, I don't have a good memory of where all the stuff is located, to be honest. Then I met our very favorite NPC Alexander the Jar and I offered to help him out so I can start his questline, which is going to give me the Shard of Alexander talisman down the line, which is of course one of the best talismans in the game. Then while I was hanging out in Limgrave, I saw the Flying Dragon Agil, and if you may ask why am I beating him, I don't know. I'm just doing it as a practice at this point. And I know if I beat this guy, he's gonna give me a dragon heart, which is not gonna be much of a use to me, especially in this run. But let's just do it. So beating him, usually this guy isn't that difficult, but in this run especially, since I don't have any good stats or a good weapon, he is gonna be a bit of a challenge. But what I figured out is if I just keep beating his legs, he gets staggered and then I can just, you know, give him a nice attack and then get back on my torrent, keep hitting his legs, and eventually he's gonna be down. And this actually turned out to be a long fight, longer than what I expected. So I'm just gonna skip to the good part and let you guys see the final moment. Come on. Yep, one more. There we go. Let's go. And he is gonna give me 5,000 ruins. Cool. And a dragon heart. So with my newly acquired runes and some smithing stones, I upgraded my club to level 2. Then I said hi to this guy, and then I found the Bloody Finger Yura, who congratulated me for beating that dragon. Then I found this beetle, and it's gonna contain an Asher 4, of course. And it turned out to be unsheathed, which is useless. Then I heard someone was asking for my help in one of these bushes, so I figured out which one it was. It was this one, and one of the NPCs was hiding behind it. And he was really polite, and his name was Bok. And he gave me a mushroom, which is cool. Then I made my way to the Third Church of America so I can finally pick up the Flask of Wondrous Physique. And while I was on my way to go to Khalid to pick up Radagon Sorcerer, I also found another beetle, and it's going to contain Sacred Blade, which is also one of the best Ashes of War in the game. And it's going to be very helpful for me in this run. And when I reached Khalid, I got invaded by Anastasia the Tarnished Eater, and let's see how bad she is. She seems easy, and nope. So I decided to pick up the Side of Grace first, so that I wouldn't have to make all the way to the church again if I die. So it took me a few attempts to figure her moves out, and the key was to just wait for her to attack, and then attack, because her weapon is really heavy and I cannot break its poise. So I just have to find the tiny window that I get while she attacks you. Like, I'm gonna show you, like this. You just wait for her to attack, and then attack. And you just wait, and let her jump attack, and then you attack. And yeah, just like that, she was dead. And she gave me the Sacred Scorpion Charm, which raises holy attacks, and it's going to pair well with the Sacred Blade Asher 4, which I got earlier. Then I picked up the map, also the Side of Grace, and made my way to Fort Ferret, where I'm going to find Radagon's Sorcerer. I also picked up the right side of Dectus Medallion, and of course, the seal. So with all my new items acquired, I went to see if I can beat Margit now, and this time the fight had become pretty easy because my weapon was leveled up and I had a good Ash of War, which is of course Sacred Blade. And the good thing about this Ash of War is it shoots up a holy projectile and also buffs your weapon for quite some time, which is cool. I just spammed my Ash of War every time when he was on a distance, and when he was closer, I just spammed my charge attack like this one, and it makes him stagger pretty quickly. And I think it's a pretty good damage considering that I'm not insanely over leveled as of yet. And yeah, this fight was pretty sick. Margit is one of my favorite bosses in the game because I love the lore behind this guy. With the amount of attempts that I took on this guy, I wish I could have beaten him without taking any damage, but who cares as long as I beat him, and I'm just glad that I did. I also thought about pairing him, but then I realized it's not a part of my run because I'm not allowed to change my weapon or use a different weapon, and technically a shield is kind of a weapon, even though it doesn't do any attack, but some shields in the game do, so I can't allow myself to use that. All I have to do is use this wooden stick that I have, and with that, come on, let's go. Finally Margit is down, and that is going to give me a talisman pouch and some runes. How many runes I'm gonna get? Let's see. It's going to be 12,000. Well, that's not bad. So with my newly got talisman pouch, I equipped the Sacred Scorpion Charm and made my way to the Stromwell Castle. And this place sucks because I'm basically one shot away from dying by most of the enemies for the most part. And because my vigor is at level 10, so I have to be really careful. Anyway, so I made my way up, and yeah, you can see it sucks. Then I went into this mysterious room and I picked up the rusty key. But then I was attacked by this mysterious knight. So I figured out if you stand behind the door and then attack him, the attack is gonna come through, and he was dead. With that, I also picked up the Cursed Sword Talisman. I'm not sure how this one is gonna be useful to me, but let's see. Let me show you guys why I love this Asher 4. Bam! Let's go! Anyway, so I went down this ladder and said hi to Roger, and it turns out this guy was trying to sell me stuff. I'm sorry man, not right now. I also picked up a crackpot, and then I met this NPC called Neflilu who asked me if I wanted her help beating Godric. I don't know girl, we'll see. I also found a smithing stone, and then made my way to pick up the Claw Talisman, which is going to increase my jump attacks, and I was immediately attacked by these guys. Anyway, so I made it to the top and picked up the Claw Talisman. Then I found this hidden mysterious room, and inside this room there was a bunch of stuff. But one thing that is really useful for me is going to be this iron wet blade. Then I found another one of these rooms, and in this room I found Godslayer seal inside this chest, and I also found Godskin player book. I also got Baldric Talisman and upgraded my weapon to level 4. I also found this beetle, and this one is gonna give me the Stormcaller Asher 4, which is gonna be pretty sick. With all the new items and upgrades, I went to see if it's time to beat Godric. And Godric, in theory, is one of the easiest bosses. He's easier than Margit, of course, but the problem is that I suck at this game. And this dude turned out to be just as difficult as Margit, if not more. So I went to Gale Tunnel to pick up some smithing stones so I can get my weapon upgrade to at least level 7 to 8 before I deal with Godric. For some reason, I found Alexander here, so I had to say hi to him. Then I went to Schaefer River to pick up some more smithing stones because this place has a lot of them. Then I also found this beetle, which is going to contain the Ash of War, of course, and I'm gonna get the square off. Sick. Then I went to Doomsword Cave to pick up some more smithing stones, and I found this boss called Miranda Blossom, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna get with this one. So I began by giving her some charge attacks, and of course she's a fairly easy boss. Let's give her some Ash of War, and she's dead. Let's see what I'm gonna get. It's going to be a Radiant Ember Medallion. It's going to raise up my stamina. Cool. So on my way to Fort Height, I found a golden seed and I made my way into the castle. And the reason why I'm here is to get, of course, the medallion. With all my new upgrades, I went to defeat Godric again. And of course, I'm using the same Ash of War because I think it's good, especially at this stage of the game. But I'm definitely gonna get a different one later on. But for this fight, I think Sacred Blade will do the job. And yeah, let's give it some charge attacks, and there we go. Let's riposte him, and man, that's a really good damage. I did not expect it. Let's jump again, and there we go. I feel like Godric isn't really weak to her damage, but I haven't really checked it. But so far the damage is okay. It's not great, it could be better, but I think this will do for now. Man, I hate this attack. Let's give some charge attacks. There we go. And we are in the second phase. I feel like Godric's second phase is easier than his first phase, because it gives you a lot of room where he's just standing and spamming his fire and you can get closer to him. And that gives you so much attack window. Like, you can just get closer and there we go. Like, his moves are quite similar in the second phase as they are in the first one. It's just this fire spamming thing. It's the only thing that's different. And let's give it some riposte. And let's see. Jump again. And oh man, I jumped early, but I made it. I don't know. This Ash of War feels more like I'm running a faith or intelligence build because I'm mostly spamming my Ash of War through a distance instead of engaging in melee attack. I think this attempt is gonna be it. Let's get back, block, attack, and yeah, I'm just gonna spam the Ash of War again and again. There we go. One more. Come on. Sick. Let's go. So after beating Godric, I found this guy stomping on Godric's face, and I feel like this guy had a beef with him. Anyhow, then I made my way to Liurnia of the Lakes and then went to the Church of Irith, where I picked up the sacred tear and said hi to Thops, who asked me to donate 10 runes to him, which I did because I'm a good guy. Then I went back to the round table to talk to Nephli, who gave me Arsenal Charm, and decided to deal with the Matting Albric. And let's see how it goes. Man, that was impolite. The guy was saying hi to me first. I should have said hi to him. But who cares? Come on. There we go. Let's heal and bam. Come on. There we go. Yes. Come on. Come on. Just one more. And dude, I almost died there. And this guy gave me Taunter's Tongue, which I'm not sure what's the use of it. Let's pick up the map and get myself transported to the Academy's gate. Let's get this map and wait, I have to get the key first. Let's pick up the key and sometimes Elden Ring feels like a humiliation ritual. Anyways, then I made my way into the Academy of Royal Icaria, and before I deal with the big dog, I think I should get some stuff first. So I decided to go down there, pick up the cat talisman, which isn't very useful, but you know, doesn't hurt to get it. And now is the time to deal with the big dog, and let's see how it goes. One, that's a sick damage. 2. Yeah, this guy is probably weak to holy damage. Let's drink the red one. And come on. The third one. Yeah, it's the third one, right? And let's drink the blue. Come on. There we go. 5. I think I'm gonna get him in 10 attacks probably. 6. And dude, oh fuck. Come on. God. Yeah, I guess I should probably get some protection so that I don't die in one attack. And for that I went to meet this guy, and he's gonna probably give me the opaline bubble tear if I'm not wrong. And let's see how it goes. Oh fuck. Dude, I suck. Look at my HP. Come on. Let's dodge. Charge it up. And dodge. Come on. There we go. Let's get the stagger. Let's riposte. And yeah. Dodge. Attack. Dodge. And attack. Oh fuck. Man, look at my HP again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it. Come on, one more. That was sick. That was so on time. And I think it's 2 more. 1 and 2. Let's go. And this guy gave me Crimson Burst and Opaline Bubble Tear. So I drank my new tier and went to beat the big dog again. And let's see how it goes this time. I think it's gonna go. Oh fuck. Dude, look at his HP. Come on. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3. I already got it my first hit, so that now I don't have any protection. 4. No, I think it was the 5th one. 7. Yeah, my tier ran out. 8. And come on, one more. Come on. Oh god. Let's go. And now is the time to deal with Renala. And let's go through the Ball Street. And yeah, I dodged it. There's another guy here that I'll have to deal with, so let's prepare myself. Oh god. Yeah, I think this is not gonna be it, but let's see. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the guy was down in 8 attacks. It's also recommended to open this gate so that you don't have to go through the Ball Street every time you die. I love the opening scene of Renala. It's pure cinema. Absolute cinema. Let's see how this is gonna go. 1, 2. Oh fuck. I feel like Sacred Blade might not be it for Renala because it takes a lot of time to throw the projectile, and her second phase is very fast, like she jumps around a lot. But let's see how it goes. Just look at it. Absolute cinema. Beautiful. Let's dodge this. 1 and 2, 3. Oh fuck. Yeah, let's do some changes. I think if I'm gonna use Sacred Blade, it makes sense to get the Holy Tier. That can boost up my holy damage, and for that I'll have to beat this guy. Let's jump, charge, and the riposte. Fighting these guys is really, like, it has become very easy now. Like, I remember these guys used to give me nightmares when I played the game for the first time, and now that I have remembered all their moves, they feel really easy. Like they feel such a breeze to fight. I think this one is quite difficult because he has more health bar and the area is surrounded by these big pots, so that when he does his attack where he throw his weapon inside the ground and throws the holy projectiles, it's very difficult to dodge them because there's not enough room to run around. But I think I made it. One more, come on. One, and there we go. I'm going to get the holy shrouding tier and magic and lightning as well. Let's go. And I guess now it makes sense to get some smithing stones as well, so that I can get my club upgraded to I think I'm on level 7 or 6 now. So getting to level 10 or 12 would be nice. And in order to get that, I'll have to find the sealed tunnel in Altus. And let's pick up the map, golden seeds, and let's get the bell bearing and see if there's anything that I can get here. In rune arc, nope. Let's get the bell bearing to the maidens and let's get some runes in. Yeah, I need 3s, so I got my club upgraded to level 8. And I also have to get the magic talisman by beating this rune bear in this cave, and that is going to give me some protection from her second phase where she throws all her sorceries at you. Come on, there we go. Let's get the spellrick talisman. Cool. Then I remembered I can actually get a better version of this talisman in the sorcery town, so let's pick that one up as well. Let's light up all the towers and yeah, double slash, cool. Let's pick up the stone sword key and let's see what's in this chest. It's going to be imbued sword key, and let's get the talisman. There we go. I think I should probably try Cragblade as well. Yeah, I think Cragblade is gonna work for Renala. Let's get her into the second phase. 1, 2, and 3. No, 3. And the fact that it micro staggers her as well, which is pretty cool. Let's get the red, and 4, 5. Oh, that was dumb. 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I think the ninth one didn't go. 10, 11, 12, 13. That was crazy save. Damn, look at the bleed. And come on, one more. Oh god, come on. Man, look at her HP. There we go, let's go. So after Renala, it's time for some exploration, and let's see what this one is. Lifesteal Fist. I don't know what this is. I think it's probably for fist weapons. Let's see what's in this cave. That was unfortunate. Okay, let's see what this guy is. Frenzied Duelist. 1, 2, and 3. Come on. 4. Oh god. Let's drink the blue. And 5, 6, 7, and there we go. And putrid corpse ashes. Well, that's of no use of. Then I also started Millicent's quest and got the Halictree medallion, and let's fight one of these guys again. And now it's time to kill one of these guys again in order to get probably a better physic tier, and let's see what we're gonna get. Yeah, fighting these guys is such a breeze. I love it. Come on, give it a ghost. No? Okay. Another one. And I think it's a stagger. No? Yeah, this one is a stagger. Come on. There we go. Riposte. Let's go. Okay. This guy is going to drop. Come on. Cerulean Tear and Raptured Crystal Tear. Okay. I guess it's probably time to deal with Loretta. Let me just grab this smithing stone and the seed and let's go. Yeah, that's a pretty good damage, I think. I think I can probably beat the entire game with this Ash of War, because I think most enemies in the game, like bosses or mini bosses, are weak to holy damage, except for I guess a very few, like the bosses that come later in the game. And it does sound very boring, but the point of this run is not to make it interesting. The point is to actually beat it. So I cannot care about if it gets boring. I just want to beat it. And let's see. So far so good. The damage from the Ash of War is crazy good. Like, I love it. Let me just give it one more. Yeah, let's go. There we go. Let me also pick up the Chilling Mist because it's going to be useful later in the game. Then I decided to move back and get some more stuff. So I got Spelldeck Talisman and went to Seathwater Cave. And the reason why I'm here is to beat these two guys, these two Kindred of Lords, and I'm going to get the Kindred of Lord Exaltation Talisman after beating them. These guys, even though I could, take their health in a second, they were very annoying because they were one-shotting me. But I got him. And now it's time to get the second bell bearing in the cave in Liurnia. And I'm not sure if Sacred Blade is good for them. I think I should probably use Crag Blade. But let's see. Yeah, it works. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Paused. And yeah. Let's go. And now it's time for Altus. Let me get all the stuff and let's do Draconic Tree Sentinel. I'm not sure what my strategy is gonna be with this guy, but let's see how it goes. Yeah. So in order to think about my strategy, I went back to Round Hall table and got invaded by this guy, and I have no other choice but to kill him. Come on. Yeah. You won't have no chance, buddy. Dude, this guy is jumpy ass. Clinging Bone. Okay, let me get my well-deserved talisman pouch and let's see. Oh dear god. Oh come on. Yeah, he's gonna be really tough. I should probably get a different one. Different Ash of War probably. No. Yeah, let me find something else. Protection of the Earth Tree. Okay. Let's see what this guy has got for us. Yeah, I can't riposte because I'm gonna get Scarlet Rot. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, this attack sucks. And I can't go the other way because there's Scarlet Rot there. I believe this one has more HP than the other ones. The other one in Kill It, I think. Like That guy was easy. Yeah, I can't repost this one as well. Come on, big guy. What a shame it would be if I died here. Did I just no hit him? I think yes. I don't think I got any hit in this one. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's see what's in this chest. Great Shield Talisman. Okay. Let me pick up the Ritual Sword Talisman. Yeah, one more. There we go. Let's go inside the room and yeah, let's take another shot at this guy. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, my damage has definitely increased. Like I could barely give him, I think 300 HP on one hit with the Ash of War. Yeah, come on. Sec. I think he's gonna transition to phase 2. Yeah. At this point I have all of his moves memorized, so even with the lower gear he might not be as difficult because I attempted him probably 70 to 80 times. And I can't show you all of it because this video is gonna end up being, 10 hours long. But I think this is probably it. I think, yeah. Yeah, you don't have any move that you can attack me with. That was close one. Hey, come on. Yeah. And there we go. With DTS killed, I made my way to the capital, and every time I reach here, I stop and look at this. What a view, man. Come on. Like, absolute art. So I thought, why not finish Khalid first before moving to capital? And I have to take on Radahn because I want to unlock Nokron. And yeah, even though this guy is not a part of my run, like I will have to beat him because I'm only supposed to beat, because the rule of my run is to only beat required boss, and Radahn is optional. I can progress the game without beating him, so I'm using summons because it's just gonna make it easy, I guess. And this fight, although it took very long, but I just let my summons do the job, and I just closely observed from the distance. Because the guy, this dude was one-shotting me every time, like, like this. But with enough trial and error, I got to beat him eventually and unlocked Nokron. So after getting the black bed blade from Nokron, I proceeded with Godfrey, and I'm using cold crack blade. Let's see how it goes. I thought I would beat him on the first attempt. So there aren't any buffs that I'm using because You know, it's very limited because I don't have any faith. It would certainly help if I could use some, but you gotta make do what you have. And Godfrey, surprisingly, this Godfrey, not the other one, is the first boss that I ended up no-hitting. And it felt so great. Come on. Yeah, this was close one. Let me spank his ass and come on. Yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet and let you guys see the fight. Come on. Just one more stagger, come on. Yeah, I ran out of my Ash of War. But there's no bunny charging up. I think this one doesn't get the status effects because he's not cold yet and I have given him so many hits. Yeah, that's probably true. There we go. And now it's time to deal with Morgott. And for Morgott, I am definitely gonna use the shackle because I can use that. It's a special item, it's not a weapon. And I'm probably gonna do Blood Crack Blade with shackle and some buffs. So I picked up the Axe Talisman, which I should have gotten earlier in the game, but I forgot. And I also picked up the Green Turtle Talisman. And I also gave the Death Root to this guy and got Bestial Vitality. And I have to also beat this guy to get a Red Feathered Sword. Red Feathered Bronze Sword, I think. Yeah, I think that's the name of the talisman. But we're gonna see. Yeah, these guys are really annoying, but they are not as difficult as they look like. If you just stay on their crotch, I think. You are dead, my man. Come here. Yeah. Come on, give it to me. Red Feathered Bronze Sword. Yeah, that's the name. Let me pick up these armors. I should probably do sewers before going to Morgott. Look how sick this dress looks on the girl. But I can't use it, so I have to take it off. Charge up my blade, and I have the shackle equipped. Let's see how this one is gonna go. It took me a few different tries to get his health down where he moves to second phase. Like in the first time that I used shackle. I know you can use it twice. And yeah. And I'm gonna give him another charge attack. Come on. One more. And he's gonna get staggered. And now he's gonna get to the second phase. And then I'm probably gonna use the shackle again. Yeah, he's not getting to the second phase. That's crazy. Dude, that's like the best fight that I've had with Morgott. Come on. Why is he not going to the second phase? Yeah, there we go. Okay, come on. Did I just no-hit him as well? I think I did. Dude, that was crazy. Let's get to the snowy ass area. And for some reason I found this guy here. Why? Let me get the bell bearing and let's move to Fire Giant. But before that I found this jellyfish in these ruins and I helped her get back to her sister. So I can get inside the cave and get the talisman. I don't know what the context of this lore is, but anyways, let me get the talisman that I want. So before dealing with Fire Giant, I have to get some upgrades, and for that, I'm gonna beat this guy and get probably a better tier. I don't know what I'm gonna get with this one. As I said, I don't have this game memorized by heart. I think he's probably the one who clones himself, yeah. Where's your brother? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is slightly more difficult. Oh, come on. I think we got him. No? Yeah. There we go. Let's see what we're gonna get. It's going to be Cerulean Tear and Crimson Bubble Tear. Yeah, they're useful, I think. And now it's time to deal with Fire Giant. Fire Giant is probably the only boss in this entire run that gave me nightmares. I was stuck on this guy for probably 2 weeks and I couldn't figure out how to beat him, especially in his second phase, because I could hardly do any good damage to him. Dude, that was extremely unfortunate. But anyhow, after weeks of trying, I finally was able to figure out how to beat him. So what I'm using is, because I attempted this guy for weeks, I have memorized each and every one of his moves. So I'm not even gonna bother to turn on the HUD. And the Ash of War that I'm using is the Stomp one that burst out the frost damage. Yeah, this one. I think I should probably turn the HUD back on because I have to see his health bar. And let's see. I think he's probably weak to frost damage. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming since he does fire attack, so frost is gonna be his weakness. And it does pretty good damage, I guess. Let me get to the second phase. Come on. There we go. And the second phase is constant grinding because for some reason I was not able to beat his hands, because every time I did beat them, I died. So I decided to beat his thighs. They are gonna take significantly more time, but it's a much safer option, I think. Yeah, only 300 damage. So I just kept doing that over and over again because I was getting sick of this fight. Come on, let's spam the Ash of War. No, 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 run away. And for some reason he doesn't get staggered in his second phase. Like I could barely stagger him. Probably because I'm hitting his thighs instead of his hands. Oh, come on. This was such a long fight. I think it probably took me 45 minutes in his second phase to beat him. So I'm not gonna include all of that. Yeah, I guess this works. It's a much safer way to kill him. That was really close. Let's wait for the stamina to regen. Finally, stagger. Dude, run away. Finally, the status effect. I think club is not a great weapon for fire giant, even though my weapon is at level, I guess 20 right now, and the damage is still pretty bad, like it's 300, even with the status effect. But as long as it works. I think this is pretty much it. Dude, why the damage is same even with charge attack and the normal attack? Like it's still giving 327 on both attacks. No, it's 280. Okay, whatever. Let's fucking go. Anyway, so after beating Melina, I climbed up the giant ball to talk to Melina so she can burn the earth tree and move me to crumbling Farm Azula. So I just waited for her to finish her ritual and I woke up in Farm Azula. Now it's time to deal with Godskin Duo, and my strategy is gonna be the same. I'm just gonna use the same Ash of War. And I couldn't really include the first part of the fight. For some reason I ran into some sort of problem with the recording. But my strategy is gonna be pretty similar. I'm just gonna use sleeping pots and get these guys to sleep. And in my attempt to beat them, I of course had to do multiple attempts. And I ran out of Trina's lilies. So this is my last attempt. And after that I'm not gonna be having any more sleep pots. So I have to make this one work. And this is pretty useful, especially in this scenario. And the frost does pretty good damage, I think. Dude, I don't really have to like fight them. I can just be on a distance and spam my Ash of War. Let's see what the skinny got. 393 and 746. Yeah, I think the damage accumulates like with continuous attacks. Why is he not spawning the other guy? Yeah, there we go. I wish I could have parried them. Like parrying the fatty is really easy, but this works too. And I think this attempt is gonna be it. One more. And dude, why did I not block it with the pillar? So I just have to do the skinny now. Come on. And one more. There we go. Let's fucking go. So with the newly acquired bell bearing, I'm gonna have to get my weapon upgraded to plus 25 now, because I'm gonna have to finally deal with Malekith. Let's grab all the stuff in my way before reaching Malekith. And I am gonna kill the tree sentinel even though I don't have to, but I'm just gonna do it as, you know, it's in my muscle memory at this point. So I'm gonna give him Cragblade poison. I don't know, I feel like this one is really easy. Or maybe it's because the other one was easy too, but I just sucked at it before. Like, this guy didn't give me that much of a hard time. He was down after a few attempts. Let's see. Yeah, we are in the second phase. Come on. There we go. Yeah, we got the poison bag again. Man, I love Crackblade. Give him one more. Oops. Run away. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, the poison is still on. Dude, how long does the poison stay on? I think it's... I guess 2 minutes. But I don't need poison now. One more, come on. There we go. Let's go. Let's deal Malekith. So I decided to get Blasphemous Claw first by finishing Bernal's quest before dealing with Malekith, because that is going to allow me to parry one of his moves, and I also have to pick this Ash of War from this guy, so I'm just gonna get him jump off the bridge, and there we go. So I'm picking Bloodhound Step Up for Elden Beast. I'm not gonna use it in this fight. I'm just gonna use the same Crackblade with frost damage, and I have a love-hate relationship with Malekith, because on one hand, when I fought with him for the first time, he gave me nightmares, but now I have gotten really used to it and I've started to love this fight. Even though his second phase is really annoying, but it's pretty fun to fight him. Where's my status effect? Come on. Dude, what a crazy timing. And the damage is pretty sick. Let's go. And I have my Blasphemous Claw with me. And let's just see when he jumps in the air. Dude, that was pretty easy stagger. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the riposte because I wanna apply the status effect. That's what we're talking. I love parrying him. I'm just gonna give him the normal deaths. I don't wanna risk it. And it's time for another one. There we go. Man, what a sight. Come on. I feel like another one. Yeah, come on. And let's go. It was a bit of a learning curve learning to parry him, but it's totally worth it. I love it. Come on. One more. And no. Come on. 2 and 3. Let's go. And he's gone. Let's fucking go. And I'm just gonna run straight to Gideon now. I'm not gonna waste any time because I don't think there's any more upgrades that I need, because my weapon is at max level and I don't think there's any other Ash of War that is gonna help me more than Crackblade. So let's just see how it goes with Gideon. Surprise, motherfucker. Come on. I feel like the more you stay close to him, the more easier it is, because the moment you go to a distance, he starts doing this. and he has healed himself. Yeah, I think I should just back him in the corner. Come on. Yeah, I think he's gone. Come on, dude, just one more hit. And there we go. Let's fucking go. Let's move on to Godfrey. And for Godfrey, the strategy is gonna be still the same. I am just gonna be using the crack bait and probably use a different status effect, but I think he's pretty weak to frost damage, I guess. So we're just gonna see how it goes. Come on. I think Godfrey's first phase is quite easy. Like, I have no trouble fighting him in the first phase. And it's one of my favorite fights. Because it's super fast, the moves are crazy, and it makes you like pay attention to every move. But his second phase is crazy. Because he jumps around and his attacks are pretty fucking weird. Like, they're extremely slow and then extremely fast. And I stand no chance because I'm basically one shot dead at this point. So we're just gonna see how this one goes. I can see his second phase giving me trouble. But we're gonna make do, we're gonna see how this is gonna go. I love this fight. I don't think he got the status effect yet. Come on. Yeah, this was the status effect, but yeah, that's what I was talking. Let's see how this one goes. So I'm using Bloodhound Step because it's slightly easy to like dodge the attacks in this one. I have tried learning his moves, but I don't know why, for some reason I cannot figure it out. So I'm just gonna make it slightly easier for me to use this one. This I should go. Come on. This feels like cheating. Do we have a stagger? I think we do in this one. No? Run away, my dude. Yeah, second fill shouldn't be that difficult. I think there's probably something wrong with my build. But I don't really know if there's something else that I should do at this point. Yeah, we got the effect in the last hit. But let's fucking go. So before I reach Elden Beast, let me weigh you guys in on something. With Elden Beast, I was stuck on this fight the same amount as I was with Fire Giant. I think I probably spent 2 weeks on this fight. And it wasn't because I couldn't figure out the moves. Like, I figured each and every move out of Radagon. And with Elden Beast, there's one particular move that I wasn't able to dodge at all. And I was getting one shot like this. and like this. So I'm gonna be using Bloodhound Step instead of Crackblade with fire effect because Radagon is slightly weak to fire. That was sick. Come on. And do we have the stagger? Yes. And this attack was pretty difficult to dodge in the first go. And I had to figure out so many different methods, but it was really easy. Like I couldn't figure it out before. Let's just move to Elden Beast now. There we go. So I am preserving my physique for Elden Beast. Yeah, this is what I was talking. Yeah, it's this attack. I have tried so many things and I could not figure that out. I could not dodge this attack. Yeah, this is what I was talking. So I guess the mistake that I was making, I was running the opposite direction to that fiery ball, and this time I tried to run inwards, and the physique that I'm using is the one that breaks the enemy stance easily, so he was staggered after I guess 3 or 4 charge attacks in the first, like, starting of the fight, and I had his health down to probably 20-25%. Although he is getting some sort of fire effect on him, but I'm pretty sure he is not weak to any sort of status effect. Like, he's not weak to fire. Yeah, moving to this point is pretty easy. Like, I can easily move to, like, having half of his health down. And this one is also pretty easy to dodge. Like, you just have to run in the opposite direction. Jump. And come on. Do we have the stagger? Yeah. This is what I was talking. So what I'm gonna do is yeah. I got so lucky. Instead of running away from that attack, I riposted him, and that allowed me to dodge it. So I think I'm gonna, oh my god, no fucking way. Okay, let's try this one. It was so lucky in the last attempt. I wish I had dodged it, but we are not gonna quit. We are gonna finish this thing. I got so close to giving up. Like, while I was stuck on Fire Giant, I was so close to giving up, but I didn't. And when I reached Elden Beast, I was close to giving up as well. But I was like, what's the point of giving up now? Because, like, it's the last fight that I have to do. And I probably spent, I guess, 200 hours in this run. And my last run was probably 120 hours. Like the normal run where I was, upgrading and doing everything as a normal player. Let's get the riposte, and I switched to frost damage. I feel like that's better, like in this attempt. That was close. Come on, dude. Yeah, the Bloodhound step is turning out to be pretty effective. Lucky stagger. Why is he not doing that attack? I think he's probably gonna do now. Come on. No? Okay. I think he hasn't phase transition now because that ring attack is usually 3 rings in his second phase. And we have this attack. Run, run, run. Come on. Yeah, I think I dodged it. I think I just had to run in circle. Yeah, let's fucking go. Finally. I also have Radon's Rune Arc activated, which is going to give me slight edge on my HP. Do we have the stagger? I think we do. Yes. Come on. Give him the riposte. And there we go. It would be such a shame if I died here. Yeah, I usually could not dodge that one, but with Bloodhound step I could. Come on, nerd. 1 and boom. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending the fight with the stagger. No, I did not get the riposte. Let's fucking go. Man, it was a wild ride. So this was my first time doing any sort of run like this. So you guys can let me know if there's any other challenge I should try, because I'm gonna continue doing these challenges now. And this is my first video on my channel, so you guys can let me know how I did. And thank you for watching. See ya.